but.
Well, you look at Oak Ridge, they'll have them in the right of way in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
That was gonna be my next question, is do these need right-of-way requests for right-of-way encroachment agreements? You're either gonna need an encroachment agreement from the right-of-way or from the individual who owns the property.
I think you'd have to have the individual, that's my personal opinion on it.
Except for the ones that's in the, line road.
Well, right, I mean, but if it's in the right-of-way, then we gotta get right-of-way
Right,
encroachment from the
exactly.
DOT, so.
Exactly.
Well, I guess we could find out. You want us to find out about that too?
If you could find out about that, so when we,
Okay.
Is the one down in front of the school in the right of way, or?
offhand, I don't know.
I'm sure it probably is.
It-
Well, see, the old ones DOT actually put up. Those are actually part of a program that DOT had. That's why
They
you
could be
notice
right.
that sometimes they don't make a lot of sense where they're located, because you read it and it tells you that something happened 3 blocks away. The reason for that is because the marker has to be on the state road, but the event occurred 3 blocks away, so.
If the DOT put them up, they will put
They
them in
put
the
them in the
right
right
of way.
of way, right.
Well, at this point, the one in front of the school is the only one in Summerfield. The only one. Okay. Any other questions on this?
My only other question is, I did not see the Hillsdale Brick Store as a potential marker location. Is that because you were just trying to locate items within the historic district, or?
No, not necessarily. Is the brick store, is it in,
It's in
it's
Summerfield.
sitting on something? Well, that could be a possible. We've got, we got 2, 6, 8.
And it's currently the only building in Summerfield that's
Well,
on the National Register.
It was the first, it was the only one until we got this listed.
So, I think it'd be appropriate if you're gonna do a program of this sort.
We could certainly add that one. And, you know, in the time we've got these up, there may be other places that we would like to have listed also. Anybody else got a question?
Saunders in, I guess. It depends what happens with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Get it sorted anyway.
Okay, the next thing that we have is the Summerfield Gym, Summerfield School Gymnasium. We would like to get that listed on the National Register of Historical Places. And I believe that was on there for last year, and it didn't happen. So we would like to go ahead with this, since this is the 70th year, 70th anniversary this year. And we do have some funds that will be given to the town. We have $500 that the Alumni Association is going to donate to the town. And also at the sock hop, which will be on the 15th, the night of the 15th, we will be accepting donations for that. Of course, we have no idea, what we might get. But, so we're asking, since the maximum that I was quoted was $2,500. And since we have the 500 that will be donated, we're asking for $2,000, please. And if you got a chance, well, I put on here the proposed cost, projected cost, but really $2,000, so you could do whichever you want. If you got a chance to read the attachments to this, about the events that took place, and then there was an article in the paper just a couple of weeks ago, and I think I put in here also, that was mentioned, was March 30th. Jim Slosher mentioned the gym in one of his articles. So this one we would really like to see voted
The only question I have, that I know this came up at the council meeting, was whether the committee was willing to use some of their funds that they had, like the restricted reserves, that were historical fundraising items over the years, if they were willing to use some of those funds for the funding of this item.
Well, we
Did-
talked
did
about
this-
that
okay.
before. I don't, wouldn't you all know, we've had raffles and all, Founder's Day, and I think we've got, what, about $1,300? And we were trying to sort of say that maybe if something special came up, or we wanted to have something here at the town hall, like we have reserved this, we want to do something for the veterans this year. And we would hope to save that little bit of money. Or maybe something special that came up that we could use it for. Because if something special does come up and we don't have a single penny, then you really can't go ahead with it. But I mean, I don't guess it would be, you know, we would say absolutely, if you're not gonna fund it unless we use that, I guess we, so, you know.
Well, we have to send it back to the committee for discussion, I guess, if that
Yeah.
happened, but
Yeah.
I know that came up at the council meeting, so.
We have used some of that money. We did something for the Boy Scouts, remember? And we don't make that much on the raffles and all, you know, that we haven't found, so. Did anybody else have any questions about this?
This is just a real quick point of reference, when you're reading the documents, especially the article by Ms. Scarlett, in October 1938, the 5th grade class contributed 12 pounds of tobacco, $6 in cash, and $3.80 from the sale of flowers.
And who was it gave the heating system? It's like $129.
Yeah, the Halloween carnival was raised the funds for the heating system. So this is, we'll know more about what would actually be necessary after the 15th, because the fundraiser that's going on. So it's very possible that there may be very little town funds necessary based on the turnout. So attend the soccer.
So I would really like to see you all say yes to this one. That would be great. Okay, what was the next thing? I had rotating exhibits in the town hall. We change the exhibits down there when we can. And a lot of interest right now, we have Bill's old camera display down there. And it's been very seldom, in fact, I don't know whether we have ever paid anything to display, you know, have things to display. I think most every time people have brought things in and have shared things that they have with the group. And this is really to educate people about different things, and we're asking for $400. It may not, we may never need that much, but just sort of like a safety net in case we do want to have something, a special type of exhibit that maybe people don't have, that we might have to buy something. We've had an old clock display, we've had cameras. What else have we had here? Tools, the tool display,
display.
yeah, quilts.
Okay,
We've
well,
had several different displays. Any more questions about the rotating exhibits? The other thing, we had funds allocated this year for a short-term curator to list the things that have been given to the museum. And Michael, I don't know whether you've actually, we did it hired.
We haven't officially hired her.
It will be under this year's budget though. What we were asking, she is going to list everything that has been given to the museum and under a plan that they have, it works out very well. And then either the staff or the committee will learn how to do this so that we can do it. But what we were looking for was maybe some funds to hire this person or another curator to come back occasionally and check and make sure we're doing it right. Because if we learn how to do it, you know, there might be a lot of questions. And so I had put in $1,000, maybe after we you know, she finishes her term,